Follow us on Facebook at Off Script with Super E Podcast. Also follow us on Twitter at offscriptpod_1. Off Script with Super E recommends listener discretion, as these real but sometimes uncensored stories can be filled with mature content. Hello, everybody. Listen to that, would you? Brand new board, remote location. Hey, everybody, this is Jay, back with another Off Script from Super E, and we are actually sitting in A-Train's truck. A-Train, tell us about your truck.
It's a Ford F-150.
Sweet.
Extended cab. You got a lot of leg room back there, don't you, Super?
Very comfortable. Very comfortable.
Oh, man.
I bought it just for Ernie. I mean, for
Super E.
Right.
Come on, A-Train demerit.
And, so sitting in the back of this F-150, not to be confused with a hoodlum sitting in the back, cuffed up, going to jail.
He's all hooded up.
Look at him.
What's up, everybody?
Super E.
This is the attire for this small town that we're in right now at the truck stop.
Man, this is great. We just had some truck stop breakfast.
Yeah.
Biscuits and gravy, sausage gravy, pancakes.
It was really good, but do you think that's what made my face so red?
Well,
I think it's a congestive heart failure.
It could be.
So here we are. We're in a truck stop, and we're looking around, and we see trucks. We're sitting amongst them, and kind of the reason we're sitting in said truck stop is, well, that's the only way we could get Super E to join us. We had to come out here and meet up with him.
It's kind of halfway.
Yeah, it's halfway.
Right. But keeping in with it, I understand, Super E, you got some lot lizard tales for us.
Yes, but and they're wonderful and classy. But I do have a little story from the chief of police that runs this town, and not too far from where we're standing, he had a little run-in with a meth head, and
Right over here?
yes,
Okay.
Right over yonder in that picked field.
Over past the holler.
kind of in that area, and with a poisonous snake.
Oh.
What
Yes.
happened?
Well, some of the residents here in this little town like to partake the methamphetamine because they think my quality of life, I need it to be different. So I'm going to start using meth and go completely tanked out.
Mm-hmm.
And so this dude was stopped by the police for some meth-related charge, bails out, and he's running through the woods. And the officers here, there's like just a couple of them working the day shift, and they're looking for the guy, looking around. Well, somebody sees this guy come out of the woods and is walking in the field, and he was just looking suspicious. So the chief of police, man, he heads that way, and he could see a guy hunker down in the tall grass of the field. So, he took his vehicle into that field, and he'd come up on the guy, and he could see the guy, and he yells at the dude with his gun drawn, because remember, we're talking about a meth head now. You don't know if he's armed or what, and he's hiding. And so the chief's like, "Show me your fucking hands. Stand up. Show me your hands." He's being very, assertive with him to make sure he knew what he was doing. And so the meth head slowly stands up and puts his arms out. And the chief looks at him, and he goes, "What the fuck is that hanging from your arm?" And the guy goes, "I don't know." And then he looks over. "It's a snake." "What the fuck is the snake doing hanging from your arm?" "It's biting me." The chief is like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "I think it's a copperhead." And the chief's like, "Get rid of the fucking snake." So he shakes it off his arm and walks 2 steps towards the chief, clutches his chest, and falls face forward, face in the dirt. Well, the chief runs up, to help the guy. Then he realized there's a poisonous snake. So he's dancing around like Tinkerbell, and he's a big dude. So he's dancing around. Then he sees his backup coming, which was one of the administrators, and he was not familiar with that terrain. And he's driving one of them new Ford Tauruses, police cars, and the car's coming pretty fast. And then the chief sees the car going into the dips and the ruts. And finally, the dips and ruts got a little too deep for his speed. He went down, one up, and went down again. And all them plastic panels on the back of that police car exploded into the air, trunk and everything.
Okay, so let me get this right. So this dude, he was hunkered down in the grass hiding from the police.
Right.
And when the chief told him to stand up and show his hands, there was a snake dangling
There was
off
a big, long-ass snake dangling off him, and the chief was like, what the fuck?
Okay, and this dude collapsed. So
Yes.
it probably was a copperhead then?
Yes, they had to have an ambulance come and treat him. And so he was like, when he saw that guy, first he's looking for a weapon, then all of a sudden his brain processes, big fucking snake hanging from his arm. And then the guy, I don't know, snake.
Okay, so take me through two things here, Super E. A, we're in a town so small, the chief of police, the chief, right?
Right.
Is out chasing meth heads with copperheads hanging from their arms.
Yeah, it is a small town, but they are very proactive.
I love it.
The chief is extremely proactive.
And are we going to need to blur your face out? Because we are making video.
Well, I don't think. Hold on a second.
Oh, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Nice adjustment.
Hold on a second. That's it.
Hey, let me ask you this, Jay. Okay, if you were that dude laying down in the grass when the snake bit you, I would have jumped up and probably started screaming.
Oh, absolutely.
He took a snake bite.
Yeah.
Yes. I think is my mic working?
It's a powerful drug.
Yeah.
It's a powerful, powerful drug. As Super E has demonstrated with some of his stories about the folks who do things for that drug or them drugs. So, speaking of that, Super E, we're surrounded by trucks, man. Tell us about a lot lizard.
All right. I'll tell you about a lot lizard
What is a lot lizard, Super E?
Well, a lot lizard is a woman that makes money by performing sexual favors on whatever parking lot that caters to truck drivers. And there is money to be made because truck drivers have a lot of free time on their hand when they're taking a break.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
And they're far from home, and they're lonely.
Yes, they're lonely.
You know, I feel bad for them.
Yes, we all feel bad for them, and they need...
And we do... respect and appreciate all the truckers out there.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Getting us our
we appreciate
merchandise.
Yep.
But we're going to talk about the hilarious moments when some of them partake of prostitutes on the lot, known as lot lizards, because they're always scurrying about.
So you say scurrying? Is that to maybe indicate that they're not all a bunch of smoke shows like in the movies out here running around?
Oh, well, no, they're not all attractive. Of course, they're not all attractive. Every once in a while, you get a diamond in the rough.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But they just have to dodge the sometimes the truck stops hire rent-a-cops. They got to dodge the rent-a-cops, so they're sneaking around through the trucks. And so we did a detail where we had a whole bunch of people, because there's a whole bunch of complaints on this truck stop on the south end of our town. And the quality scale was like of the people in that surrounding that area. They were basically a bunch of meth heads, criminals and things like that.
Kind of like your relatives.
Yeah, exactly.
And mine.
But anyways, so we have this big sting thing, and they actually procured, if I said that word right.
Damn.
Yes, abdominal snowman. But we procured a couple of them semi trucks out there. And I had what you call a bobtail. It didn't have a trailer on the back of it. And they started it up for me. But that was it, just so there was like some heat in there. Or air conditioning. I think it was, I can't remember what it might have been fall. So they said, you sit in this truck and you just wait.
How the hell did you ever testify in court?
Are you okay back there?
Yes,
You have an acid reflux?
I'm kind of having, it's them pancakes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which I might add were delicious.
Yeah. Biscuits and gravy were good.
Yeah. Should have went the blueberries there, super. Anyway.
A-Train had the full order, by the way. Anyways, so my job was to sit in this truck and be like the spider and the fly, wait for the fly to come to me, which would have been the lot lizard. And so I'm sitting there, and I didn't exactly know where my backup was. They said they would be somewhere close, and they'd have eyes on me. And we're talking about 12 people. And, we had male officers, female officers as a backup. So I had
Sorry, I got a quick question. So we know with the street prostitutes, there's like a signal that you would give when you drove by. There's like a signal, you beep or whatever, so they know you're looking for a date. Uh-huh. Do the truckers set their parking lights? Is there anything they do to let
a drive-in restaurant?
Exactly.
I think if the park lights were on, I think that was it.
Okay.
Don't hold me to that.
All right.
Especially if I'm such a terrible testifier in court.
Well, yeah.
But anyways, so I didn't know where my backup was. And so I'm sitting in this bobtail. I have no idea how to drive a semi. I mean, zero idea. And it's not quite dark yet. So it must have been summertime. It's not quite dark yet, and they had it on so I can have the AC on. That's right. And I don't see anybody around, and then I see a Nubian princess walking towards me in a bright yellow sundress, like she would go to Sunday, go to meeting kind of dress.
Okay, dressed up.
Dressed up real nice, walking like, Scarlett O'Hara from Gone with the Wind.
Okay.
Wow.
She should have had a parasol twirling in over her shoulder.
Like a prom dress?
No, it was like just a summer dress that was real nice. Normally for that area, the girls got dirty-ass jeans with dirt on the knees and dirt off on the butt. And
I think some truck stops do sell those sundresses inside with your sunglasses and your hats.
What?
Well, sure.
You can get anything you want in the truck stop, can't you?
Say, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So anyways.
You just bought this board.
Well, hey, Jay, can you put a link down for sundresses at truck stops so people can get them if they want?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Anyways, so she comes walking up, and I just poked my head out, and I said, hey, how you doing? She goes, I'm doing good. And then she goes, what's your name? And I said, my name's Ray. So I jumped down to talk to her. And I'm like, she does not fit here. And then I said, what's your name? She goes, my name's Peaches. And
Peaches.
And I said, well, hi, Peaches. And she goes, my name is Peaches because I'm very sweet. I'm from the South, and peaches are sweet in the South. And I'm like, affirmative, wow. Yes. She goes, do you like peaches? And I go, I do right now. And she goes, how about me and you jump back into this truck and I could do some more of my sweet talk on you? And I said, right on, Peaches. So she jumps in the passenger seat and I jump into the driver's seat. Remember, I have no idea anything about semis. So we're talking. She asked me what I was interested in, and we hinted around because she was acting like they're very suspicious, the lot lizards are. Because they know that law enforcement goes down there. So she's asking me all kinds of questions. And finally she says, Ray, I think you're all right. What do you want? I said, just give me some head. And she said, well, about $35 be okay? I go, yes, it would. And she goes, well, before I do anything, I have to see what you got. And so I'm like, all right. So, this is where they expect you to. So I undid my pants and said, here it is. And that's when she says, okay, $35. Is that okay? And I said, yes.
Did any of them ever look at it and go, all right, I'll do that one for 15?
Oh.
No, nobody discounted me with the Walmart.
Oh.
No, they it wasn't that bad where they felt sorry enough to give me the low rate.
Good.
But anyways, she says, so then what I did was I was going to flash my lights. And I was looking for the lights, and then it's tall enough where you could stand up. She goes, well, won't you hit that overhead light? So I stand up, and she hit the light. So then the light comes on. And then right as the light came on, I had turned around, so my back was facing the windshield, and my pants fell down around my ankles. And I'm like, damn! I said, well, I hope nobody saw that. And I said, turn off them lights. And then I told her, hey, I'm the police. Unbeknownst to me, my backup of a bunch of male and female officers were sitting in a semi-truck directly across from me, about 20 feet away, watching. I didn't know this. And they all, I tell her to come on out, they all come spilling out, dying, laughing. I go, what's so funny? They said, your big, fat, hairy ass. And I was like, damn. Peach is like, told ya. Pants fell down.
You know, that's kind of a theme with you, Super E, those pants falling down.
Yeah,
you
on a belt?
Well,
well, belt doesn't work when they're down.
Well, that's true.
Exactly. So Peach, sweet little Peaches, she had to go to lockup. But then another time, at the exact same place.
Mm-hmm.
Was this Flying K's?
Yes.
Oh, I get it. You changed the name. Okay, very good.
Well, on this one, this was before Peach's incident, they were talking about, prostitution activity. And they said, can you go down there and do a little recon on it just to see what you see going on? I was like, all right. So I'm driving down there in my favorite undercover car I had, my 1978 Olds 98 two-door hardtop, silver with a 354 barrel. So I'm cruising, and I'm on the road I'm coming up towards the entrance to the truck lot, the Flying K's, and I could see this girl. Now, she was dressed more lot lizard attire appropriate. She had on dirty-ass jeans, T-shirt, pit stains, and it was another...
Easy over there.
Slow down.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Oh, my God. But anyways, so I could see her running through the lot, ducking behind cars, and then I saw the rental cops. They're dressed in like, it looks like 1920s Mexican general uniforms. And they're chasing her, they're running around, they're looking behind cars and stuff. And I'm like, what the? I said, oh, I believe she's running from the rent-a-cop security. And she's doing bear crawls and stuff. And so she's about 30 yards from me. I just opened the passenger door and I said, hey, you need a way out of here? And she looked up at me. She saw Charles Manson in a sweet Olds. She jumped up and run, and she looked back at the guys, fuck you, gave him the bird or finger, and jumped into my Oldsmobile, and I peeled off out of there like we were Bonnie and Clyde. So I drive away from the Flying K parking lot, and I'm headed towards the unbelievably cheap motels are down there where the outside doors would just swing open, and when it rained, water is everywhere. Feral cats were everywhere in these motels around there.
That's another theme.
Yes.
Feral cats.
Man.
Feral cats. So anyways, I'm driving with her, and I said, woo, looks like you built up quite the sweat running from the rent-a-cop. She goes, them motherfuckers been after me for 20 minutes. They ain't going to catch me. And she goes, I appreciate you helping me out like this. I was just trying to make a buck sucking dick for them truck drivers. And she was like, thank God you came along. And she goes, hey, by the way, how would you like to get your dick sucked? I said, that would be great. She goes, well, at least I know you ain't a fucking cop. And she goes, man, I really appreciate you helping me out. I'm going to suck your dick. And she didn't offer a discount when she saw it. And I was going to give her $20, which was a little bit cheaper than the other girl. And I said, okay, I'll give you $20 to give me head. And she goes, I'm so relieved that I know for sure that you're not the police. And I said, do you want your money up front? And she was like, of course. So I pull out my wallet, and she's looking at the money. She's looking at my wallet, kind of salivating, like she really wanted that money for that crack, because they got all kinds of crack dealers on the lot. And then I said, hey, and I threw my badge open. The wallet open. She saw my badge, and she was like, oh, fuck me. She's like, you motherfucker. I said, well, you don't have to worry about the rent-a-cops. Now you just have to worry about me.
She got away from the federales.
Yeah, she got away.
But not Super E.
She was like, on delay.
Did you take her back over there and show your prize to them?
Negative.
No?
I wrote her a summons, booted her out, and said, hey, if you give us any information about the drugs going on down here, I'll tear up this summons. Never heard from her, turned it in, and she probably got arrested on a warrant.
Did you ever go make contact with those guys working the lot?
Negatory.
Really? Because I'm telling you, sometimes those guys can be a wealth of information. They're a little overzealous sometimes on the slight. Yeah, but I always found them to be pretty insightful.
It depends. Yes, I've come across helpful ones and
rambunctious
pains in the ass. Yes,
well,
which I hope the federales in this lot don't come up on us.
They're not going to have.
I hope they do. Wouldn't that be awesome? Because we do have video running too, folks. We're going to kind of experiment with video here. So, man, that would be great.
Well, yeah, it would, as long as they didn't shoot us.
Or a lot lizard come up and prop us.
I've been looking.
No, you're not going to find any lot lizards up here.
I've been looking.
How come? Now, why would that be, Super?
Because the chief I told you about is very proactive.
Right.
They are on top of it.
Oh,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay.
I just think it'd be a blast.
Yeah. Is the chief named Buford T. Justice?
Oh, no.
Okay. All right.
But you know what? He could be because the town that he serves now, before he came, they made one arrest a year.
Wow.
And it was like, what? And so he's cleaned everything up, and now
It's an attention grab.
yeah.
Don't go home. Don't go to eat.
That's pretty good.
Would look good on my highway.
That's pretty good.
Oh, you can think about it, but don't do it.
Mike's in his own little world
talking about
right
Jay?
now. Jay.
Okay, that's $20 for each of us.
You know what?
Oh my God!
That's a great idea. We're going to have not a swear jar. We're going to have a use the wrong name jar. And we're going to have 3 individual ones. And we have to put a buck in anytime we do it. And then we'll see who has the most money at the end.
Jay, you and I better bring a bunch of ones.
That is the truth.
Because we aren't good at that.
And I hear that those places that you used to frequent, Super E, doesn't take ones anymore. It's 5 or above. Or they?
Really?
Yeah.
I've been gone for a while.
That's what a friend of mine told me.
Well, maybe those low rent ones. Super E went in. They might still be taking dollars.
Those are the best.
I think they take nickels.
Yeah. The girls
Put them right in the slot.
with the bullet wounds in the middle of their chest.
Oh man,
Mrs. A Train's gonna be mad at me on that one.
And the pupils in their eyes, one's bigger than the other one.
Yep. Well, after what you said the last time, and you're still breathing, I don't think Mrs. A Train heard that one.
And the tire marks across the.
All right. Well, before we close this one out, Super E, you got any more that goes along with our theme? I mean,
Well, I tell you what. One time, these guys were pretty slick. Was doing the old drug investigation down at the truck stop, and there was they had a rundown motel there, and they were complaining about drugs, and so I went down there, and at this time I had a '77 Chrysler Newport, and I drove it down there, and I had full of property that these guys would be interested in, and I just drove down there and
10-4, buddy. He's firing it up over there. That big STS
Firing up his rig.
That 18-wheeler. Fired up.
Should I do this?
Yes. Let's get him to honk.
Sorry, we got distracted by the big truck.
We're 12.
the pancake syrup's got him jittery.
Super E, please continue.
What was we? Oh yeah. So anyway, I go down there and just pop the trunk, and I have items in the trunk that drug dealers like, besides money. And next thing I know, he sends a what do you call it? Emissary, or he sends a representative.
Wow.
Emissary.
He sends a representative down to look over my stuff, the drug dealer that was up in the room.
What'd you have in the trunk?
Oh, well, that's a secret now.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. And so anyways, so he goes back and reports what he has. And then what they did was, which I thought was very smart, because they were wondering if I was the police and if I had backup.
Wait a minute.
No.
No.
Keep going.
Yeah, okay.
Keep going.
So anyways,
no.
These guys were worried that I might be the police, and this was the ingenious thing that they did. They sent somebody out there to hide, and they had a whole bunch of fireworks, and they lit them and threw them to make them sound like gunshots. So if my backup was around, they would come running thinking they were hearing gunshots.
Okay.
And I said, okay, guys, it's not 4th of July. You can slow down with your fireworks and your firecrackers. And they said, man, just checking. And so I was able to buy the drugs. And and then they swooped in. They swooped in.
Okay.
And did what we call a buy bust, locked the guys up that traded dope for me. So that's the end of the lot loser tales. There was no lot losers involved in this one. Except I did see one slithering about, but I was busy doing other things.
Why can't you tell us what was in the trunk?
It's trade secrets.
Oh, okay. Was it merchandise that I had gotten you?
It could have been.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
I was like Radar O'Reilly.
Yeah, come on, A-Train,
Yeah.
Squealer.
All right.
That's how the paths go.
Spoiler alert.
So how often would you guys get? I'm sure you got complaints all the time, but how often would you guys go down and actually do work in the lots, truck stops?
A couple times a year, because the main drag / hot dog stand was hopping so much that took most of my time.
I gotcha. All right. Well, hey, you got anything else? We got about 30 seconds to wrap this up.
Negative.
How about you, A-Train?
This was fun.
And
This is like going on a field trip in school.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it does. That's exactly
Yeah.
right. I do want to know why he was beating on his tires with a hammer over there before he pulls out. That distracted me.
Well, that is not. You're right. You don't want to see that on the big rigs on the road.
No, you do not.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't think that's what you thought I was going to talk
It's not. Okay. So this was a lot of fun, and we're going to keep doing this. Let us know what you think about the video. If you don't mind, listeners, put a review on the Spotify for us, if you would. Helps us out.
Now, can they hit a like and subscribe?
Well, we don't have subscriptions yet.
Yeah.
I just hear it on YouTube all the time.
Yes.
Out of the bag.
So, yes.
So to speak.
So, all right. That was fun.
Take us out, A-Train.
All right. See you guys.